Hello everyone, Andrew the Astronaut here, and today we just got announced the KSP-2 release date. Yes, after these 3 years, we finally have a release date for Kerbal Space Program 2, the very much anticipated sequel of KSP-1. I don't know, you might have heard of it. I've covered it on this channel a lot. And first we're going to talk about the actual release date. So the release date will be February 24th of 2023. Yup, next year. After 3 years, we finally have a date. It's gonna be an early access form, and some of you might be worried, like, oh, is this gonna be, like, not finished, like in beta or something? But it's actually really good because that allows the community to bond together and make the game much better than it would be. Like, KSP-1, for most of its time, was an early access form until the final update came out because the community wanted a bunch of stuff that just wouldn't have been in KSP if the community didn't ask. So that's why it's an early access. Second thing I wanted to talk about is the new features. Aircraft wings, like you can see in this footage here, and will be procedural, meaning if you've played Realism Overall, which I have, I salute you to how much patience you guys need. They're going to be procedural and able to mold them into different shapes. It's probably going to be much easier than the B9 wing pieces that were in Realism Overall. And there's going to be a much better looking UI, as you can see here. And we salute the death of Tim Cox, the lead artist, who died a year into the game's development. So yeah, it's going to be much better. And the KSC has gotten a major upgrade too. There's going to be 4 launch sites and 2 runways to make multiplayer much more fun. And I'm ready to test it out with my brother, and let's see how it goes, basically. Another new feature is better graphics. You could probably tell. The engine plumes are just amazing, and they're so gorgeous. And you can see this shows the shot of the 2 runways next to each other. So the KSC has gotten a bulk upgrade with 4 more launch sites, and the launch sites themselves look much better too. Reminds me of Launchpad 39A, 39B. But there's only 2 in the real Kennedy Space Center. But in Kerbal, there's 4, which makes it much better. Stop with your game, NASA. What is this? Faffing around with only 2 launch sites. Just go with 4. Trust me, it's easy. Just spend a few more $1 million. I do still have a few questions about these new features, but my favorite one is probably recoloring, because I've tried to make space shuttles using the 5-meter diameter parts for the external fuel tank. They didn't turn orange. I would either need custom flags or I would have to get a mod, and I don't want to make so many custom flags that if I delete them, the craft will just not look good. And I don't really want to get mods because it also makes console players be able to relate better and stuff like that. So recoloring is another great feature. One of the questions I have is, how is Time Warp gonna work in multiplayer? Now, Matt Lown did ask this in his early access interview. Yeah, he got early access of the early access announcement video. I guess my 50 subscribers was enough for KSP to notice. Anyway, another question I have, are there gonna be like new engines? Like, I know there's gonna be the Mammoth 2, which was on the KSP forums, but what else is there? I know there's going to be new star systems, but are there going to be better nuclear engines? Because those LV nuclear nerves are terrible. They're just so bad. Terrible thrust to weight ratio. I hope we get better stuff, and maybe even an Orion drive. So that's a lot of the new questions I have about this. But another thing that I also want to know a lot about is, are they going to allow griefing in multiplayer? Like, if you've played Minecraft, then you probably know about griefing. So I wonder if griefing is going to be allowed, or if it's just going to be able to see what the other person is doing and you're not going to be able to interfere in any possible way, not even crash your ships into it, as much as I would like to sabotage a launch. Yeah, I think that SW Danny2462 how to sabotage a launch video is going to become very useful. We just have this gorgeous more new footage, but it still says pre-alpha capture, and that's just because some of this footage is like really old and they've just been released now. And I just love the aesthetics of these ships that they're building. I hope the stock craft that comes with KSP-2 is much better. And I'm so excited for colonies. I've been trying to make colonies for my entire KSP career. They're my favorite part about KSP. And I hope and dream that one day colonies will be as good as they could be in like other colony making games. So that's really all I have to say about KSP-2. It's going to be released on February 24th of 2023. This is Andrew the Astronaut. Very excited. Signing off. and we'll see you in the next one.